I have always been a nerd. That confuses people because nerds now are cool and hot, and I'm the kind of nerd who's not. Rhyming like Dr. Seuss, pretty good example. Even when I did things that should have made me seem cool, it didn't stick, right? So I joined the Army, just a nerd with a machine gun, you know? I was an Air Force flight medic, just a nerd in a plane. I went to war, nerd in a plane with anxiety. It's not... Relatable, it's good. So how on earth did a hopeless nerd like me end up involved in a heist? Here's how it went down. It started small. I deployed to Afghanistan. I was in an aeromedical evacuation unit, AE, as we call it on the streets. And we would regularly fly patients up to Germany. And Landstuhl, Germany has the most amazing commissary. It's what the Rubes would call a grocery store. And so we would grab stuff that we couldn't get in country and bring it back. And it didn't take very long before we were just taking orders and delivering groceries like all around the base. You know, so like real eggs for the hospital staff, you know, real milk for the Army dust-off unit, you know, real Parmesan and aged balsamic vinegar. That was for me. I'm a little bougie. Pretty soon, I'm a key member of a benevolent smuggling ring, you know, like a primarily dairy-based Santa Claus. We never took extra money from anybody, right? But still crime. Maybe. I don't know if it was illegal or not, but we would have gotten yelled at for sure. They would have stopped letting us go to Germany. So that goes well. A couple months in, it's getting to be December. It's my first holiday kind of season away from my family, and especially I have a 7-year-old son, and it's Halloween, it's his birthday, it's Thanksgiving, we're coming up on Christmas. Like it's getting to me. I think it's getting to all of us, to be honest, right? And so we're sitting around one night, like self-medicating on junk food from care packages, just kind of doing a real deep dive on how homesick we are and all the things that we miss from home, you know, decorations and Christmas lights. I mean, there's some of that stuff around the base. Some. It's still a war zone. You can't be like, shoot here. Like, that's... There's a lull in the conversation, and my buddy Diesel, he just gets this faraway look, and he's just like, you know, I just wish we had a Christmas tree, you know? And I see our respiratory tech emerge from the corner of our plywood shack and just go full George Clooney. If George Clooney were a 4.5 foot tall Filipino woman. And she goes, if you need a Christmas tree, we're gonna get you a Christmas tree, right? She didn't even wear glasses. It was just really dramatic. And she's scary. So, right, cue montage, right? Calls are made, emails are sent, accomplices are accomplished. The next thing I know, I'm in the back corner of the equipment shed at the AE squadron in Germany, looking at a litter, the bulging litter covered in a green army blanket with one manila tag sticking out the end that reads, Patient X. Single amputation. We load Patient X on the KC-135, take it back to Bagram, sneak it in. We set it up in this little gazebo outside of our AE shack. We decorate it. We're happy. Our neighbors are happy. Strangers are happy. Mission accomplished. And that's when I should have walked away. We were cocky. You pull off a Christmas tree heist, you think you can do anything. So a month later, when the Army dust-off unit is finally rotating home, they've been in country 18 months. We're like, well, we have to do something special. I know. We're gonna have a pig roast. Not a cookout, not a barbecue, one whole pig. We're getting the crew back together for Operation Weiner Schnitzel. Cue the montage, right? We buy a pig, a whole pig in Germany. Actually, not even that hard. That entire country is just made of pork. We get a wheelman to deliver the pig to the AE squadron in Germany. Check. The crew flies up. Check. The plane breaks. Uh-oh, not check. Not a big deal. Stuff goes wrong in heists all the time. We're professionals. The crew will bring the pig back tomorrow. The unrefrigerated pig. Okay, we can fix this. We can fix this. We brainstorm. Who has a refrigerator big enough for a whole pig, right? We think about asking the morgue. That seems in poor taste. Luckily, somebody knows a dietitian at the hospital. They're like, we have really big refrigerators. All right, get the wheelman back, take it over to the hospital, check, sneak it in, check. Will it fit? It fits, check. It's like a movie. The next day, plane's fixed. Weather's broken, can't fly. Day 3, weather. Day 4, weather. Day 5, I don't actually remember, but they can't fly on day 5 either. So now we're sweating, and so is the pig. None of us have done the math on how long a whole pig can stay refrigerated before things go sideways. And this is the first time that that any of us consider, that maybe sneaking a whole pig into a Muslim country might not be a good idea. Like maybe we've unleashed some kind of Brady Bunch tiki doll thing that's causing all these problems. Also, it occurs to us that like if the wrong people find out, we could get into real trouble. You know, like causing an international incident trouble. You know, the kind that they would send you home for with a mark on your permanent record trouble. You know, they might ground us, which is ironic because the whole when pigs fly thing, but still it would suck. So now we're nervous. What if a VIP just like decides to inspect the hospital or like jumps on the plane? They're like Beetlejuice. They just show up out of nowhere. None of us are having a good time. The next 24 hours are rough. But the next day, the mission is a go. They sneak the pig, wheelman number 2, out of the hospital to the plane, check. Plane takes off, check. Plane lands in Bagram, check. We sneak it off the plane. Wheelman number 4 takes it to the hospital, check. Where another illicit refrigerator awaits, check. The next day, same wheelman takes it back over to the Army dust-off unit, check, where they have built a giant fire pit, check, where we roast the pig all day, check, and that night, 200 of us have the first pig roast in the history of Bagram Air Base. Roll credits! It's a post-credit scene. Years later, standing on a stage, still a nerd. Not cool, not hot. Some people will say, crime doesn't pay. But you know what I say? Crime is delicious.